Hello, welcome to the Archetypal Meditation Series. Please make sure you are relaxed and comfortable, and that for this time you have very few distractions. Please do not listen to this tape when driving, using any machinery or any other activity that requires your focus and concentration. This is a guided meditation for the night. Relax, tune into your breathing, and enjoy the journey. If I were to say to you, see a red bird, I want you to see one. See a yellow flower. See a blue car. See a dog and a cat. See a tree with lots of green leaves and the wind blowing those leaves. This is the part of the mind we will be working with today. This is the part of the mind that has the pictures and the memories. This is the part of the mind that is active at night when you are sleeping, because this is the part of the mind that has the images and the symbols that we use in our dreams. This is a part of the mind we will be working with today. So just for this little while that we do this today, have no problems and no worries. There is time enough for that later. They'll always be there later. So just for this little while that we do this today, have nothing to worry about. Enjoy the way that feels to not have anything to worry about. Enjoy the way it feels to have relaxation moving through the body. And as the relaxation moves through the body, if there are any tensions anywhere in the body, they will flow right out. They will flow right out. Let them go. We don't need them. So let them go. Enjoy the way that it feels to not have anything to think about. Enjoy the feeling of relaxation moving through the body. This is a luxury that very few people are allowed. To take a little time out of their busy day to just relax and not to have to think about anything. Take advantage of it while you can and enjoy the experience. Remember, when you awaken, you will feel wonderful all over, just as though you've had a nice nap, a nice sleep. You will feel truly rested and refreshed. Now I would like for you to imagine the most beautiful place in the world. Think of the most beautiful place in the world where there are no worries and no problems. This is the most beautiful place in the world. It may be a forest, it may be the seashore, or it may be a meadow. This is the most beautiful place in the world. There are no worries in a place like that. It's peaceful, where there are no worries and no problems, just peace and quiet. No worries, no problems. This is the most beautiful place in the world. Now I want you to look up at the sky and find a big, white, fluffy cloud. I want you to float up to that cloud and sit on it. You don't have to worry. It will hold your weight just like magic. It's very comfortable. You can lie back on that cloud and let it absorb all of your weight. It's such a beautiful, wonderful feeling. It's like you don't have any weight at all. You can even wrap the cloud around you like a warm blanket and snuggle down into the cloud. That's such a beautiful, comfortable, safe feeling. This cloud is floating through the air, carrying you with it, soft and protected, comfortable and safe. Drifting and floating, floating and drifting. This cloud floats over the land and over the valleys, over the mountains and even out over the oceans, carrying you with it, soft, protected, comfortable and safe. Drifting and floating, floating and drifting. Over the land, over the valley, protected and safe. Now the cloud is slowing down. It's stopping at the most appropriate time and place. I want you to drift off the cloud, back, down, down, down to the surface. It won't be anything sudden, just like a leaf drifting gently out of a tree, back down to the surface. You come off the cloud and back down to the surface. You are sitting astride your gallant white horse. You are exhausted. Your horse is exhausted. You both stare down at the field below. The bodies of dead soldiers litter the field. They are the lucky ones. There are others not so fortunate. They are the wounded. Many of these are to die, but their death is likely to be slow and painful. Their wounds will succumb to infection. Disease will ravage their weakened body. Others will go mad with the memory of battle. The faces of slaughtered comrades and enemies will haunt their dreams. But you have survived. The brave knight on a gallant white horse has survived. You are that knight. You are the elite warrior. Your skill in battle, your armour and good fortune handed you survival. You are alive, and in time ready and willing to fight another day. You pray quietly for those who have engaged in the folly of battle. You pray for those you knew. You also pray for those who were strangers. You take one last look. Then slowly you turn your horse and head away from the field of misery to the warm embrace of celebration. You return to the castle in triumph. People line the streets. Their cheering is a mixture of elation and relief. They too live to fight another day, although their battle is of a different nature. The king and queen stand ready to greet you. You are in their service, although in their moments of victory they bow before you. They admire your courage. They wonder at your skill. They praise your determination. You accept the accolades with a deep humility and with the knowledge that you are only one of many who has delivered victory to the kingdom. As you dismount, the young maidens flock to catch a glimpse of you. You are their knight in shining armour. Yet at this moment the armour is splattered with the stench of battle. Several of the maidens call your name. You recognise several faces. You have tasted their beauty with physical lust and spiritual grace. You know and understand that this pleasure awaits you later. Not now, later. For now you are a servant of duty and a seeker of solitude. The stable boy leads your horse from the courtyard. You acknowledge your king and queen with silent reverence. The king places his hand upon your shoulder. You feel the strength of his command and the joy of his salvation. You smile wearily at the queen. Her face is both strained and relieved. She nods her appreciation. You accept that compliment with pride. It is never easy to please the queen. You turn and wave to the adoring crowd. The cheers grow louder before the strain on each voice causes the cheering to fade. Very soon, another weary warrior makes his way to greet the king and queen. The cheers begin again, this time for another. You have had your turn in the sunlight. That place is now for others. Slowly you trudge towards the knight's quarters. When you reach the entrance, you are greeted by your servants. They are young boys filled with hopes and dreams to be like you, the hero, the elite warrior, the brave and noble knight. Slowly and carefully you take off your armour. Your armour has served you well. It has offered protection. Your young servants begin the task of cleaning and restoring your armour to their brilliant best. They know to leave your sword and shield with you. The cleansing of your weapons is done by you. You wipe your sword and shield clean. Even though your body longs for rest, you know you have one more task to complete. You methodically sharpen your sword. You wax and polish your shield. A ray of sunlight pierces the gap in the wall and ignites the emblem that embellishes your sword and your shield. You stare at those emblems with pride. This is your personal identification to the world. This is your history. Your emblem represents your story. At last, the cleaning and the polishing are completed. Your servants have left you in peace. You stand quietly in nothing but your undergarments. You have been stripped bare of all that has protected you. Then with joy and deliberation, you leave the knight's quarters. The cheering in the courtyard still rises and falls with the arrival of each new hero. You leave those celebrations behind as you walk to a secret door well hidden in the castle's outer wall. You exit the castle and wander barefooted over the harsh ground that surround the giant stone walls. In a little while, your feet are greeted with the luxury of soft green grass. You begin to let go of the harshness that embodies the night. The nurturing of Mother Earth rises from below and seeps into every corner of your being. Soon you are surrounded by trees. The grass gives way to freshly fallen leaves. A deer emerges from the trees. It has no fear of you. It gazes at you in recognition and walks with you on your journey. You wonder how it is that a night like you, so threatening and deadly, can now be seen through the eyes of a deer as a friend and companion. You walk slowly and with purpose. At last you arrive at a small stone cottage. The deer wanders off to find another companion. You knock politely on the wooden door. You hear footsteps shuffling towards you. The door is opened by a very old woman. You glance at the wisdom in her eyes. You wonder where that wisdom like that comes from. The wise woman beckons you to enter. You have been here many times before. You lay down on a rough bed in total comfort. A surge of contentment spreads throughout your body. At last, the night can rest. The wise woman lights a bouquet of herbs. Aromas of sage and lavender fill the air. She places a large hematite crystal on your chest and anoints your forehead with oil. You lay there in peace and serenity. You understand the importance of rest and recovery before you begin the next quest. You understand the night goes on quests. Quests that challenge your courage and skill. Quests that test your determination to succeed. You understand that to the night, the quest is ingrained in your psyche. As you lay there in peace and harmony, you recall the many adventures you have had. You remember the times of hardship. You recall the satisfaction of the quest, your adherence to the code, and your moments of triumph and victory. You are the knight. You are the elite warrior. Now I want you to remember that the present life you are now leading is the most important life of all. It is the life you are now focused on. You use your archetypal energies and personality traits to understand who you are and to be the very best you can possibly be. Remember, to be the very best you can possibly be. Now in a moment, I'm going to count to 10. On the count of 10, you'll be wide awake, feeling wonderful all over, as though you've had a nice nap, a nice sleep. You will feel truly rested and refreshed. Now follow me up as we go, and on the count of 10, you'll be wide awake, feeling wonderful all over. 1, 2. You are beginning to breathe a little faster. Your blood is beginning to circulate a little faster because you're beginning to wake up now. 3, 4. You are becoming aware of the physical body, very much aware of the physical body. You can move your arms and legs around to get the muscles working and the blood circulating because it gets very tiring lying in one position like that. We're getting everything moving again because you're very much aware of the physical body. You're focused on it now because you're beginning to wake up. 5, 6, you are becoming aware of the sounds in the room and the sounds outside the room. You are very much aware of your physical surroundings. You are orientated back here, and this time and this place, and you're beginning to wake up now. 7, 8, you're coming up nicely now, very nicely. 9, 10, wide awake, feeling wonderful all over.